My grandnephew's fears are unfounded. All I feel toward him is love and pride. He is a wiser man at 12, 13 than I was at 30. He has an incredible future ahead of him, one in which he will hopefully avoid repeating my terrible errors. Looking back on my lifetime of catastrophic mistakes, I realize one great pattern in all my follies. I thought being a great man meant being alone, apart from the crowd. I bristled at the idea of sharing my accomplishments with anyone. I shunned my brother for one dumb mistake, and I shunned Fiddleford for having the sense to try to stop me from dooming the world. Even when I was given a second chance, I still held others at a distance. If I had been able to widen my circle of trust, if I had believed in the Zodiac's prophecy sooner, we might have gathered everyone together and banished Bill before he was able to strike. I just couldn't get over the idea of myself as the hero, and it was Stanley who paid the price. Trust no one. What an absurd and paranoid idea. Trust shouldn't be given unconditionally, but it should be given a chance to be earned. There is strength in having the humility to work with and sacrifice for others, a strength I now realize was in my brother all along. Stanley Pines was the man who saved the world, not me. I spent so long thinking he was a selfish jerk, and he turned out to be the most selfless man I've ever met in any dimension. If I'm totally honest, I must admit that he's a hero, and I'm a hero's brother, and I'm okay with that. Thank goodness he is recovering his wonderfully twisted mind, and I vow to spend the rest of my days making things right between us. If only he gives me a chance. There was someone else I needed to make amends to. My old partner, Fiddleford McGucket. We reunited during Weirdmageddon, but it was far too brief. So after things calmed down, I went to visit him. Dipper had warned me about Fiddleford's uneven mental state, but when I saw that he was living at the dump, it became clear how deeply I had hurt this man that I had once held so dear. He was overjoyed to see me, and we spent hours talking. He was fascinated by the tales of the multiverse, and his probing questions made it clear that his excellent mind had recovered most of its enormous capacity. My feelings of guilt returned when the conversation turned to the subject of his self-induced memory loss, but F dismissed my attempts to apologize. Not only is this man's mind superior to mine, but he has one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. I found one way to try to make things up to him. During my visit, I discovered a large trove of blueprints. F dismissed them as doodles, but in truth they are an amazing array of futuristic machines, the likes of which I have never seen. I insisted that he submit these plans to the U.S. government. I believe the royalties will allow him to significantly upgrade his living arrangements, and possibly wear shoes for the first time in 30 years. We also talked about our family members, and how his had turned their backs on him when he lost his mind. I encouraged him to reach out to them. No matter how hard it is, everyone deserves a chance at having a family. Amazing that it took me so long to understand this. Before I left, Fiddleford insisted that I listen to him play the banjo. I could have sworn that as he joyfully played, I could see the age lift off of his face and see the Fiddleford who had been my friend so many years ago. I bid him goodbye for then, but I know we will have much to discuss in the future. I also noticed that the Kubik's cube on his desk was perfectly completed, and for once I decided not to disturb it.